with Matt Moore, the founder and CEO of Team International, a very interesting company that's seen a lot of success with delivery centers in Eastern Europe. And Matt and I have known each other for probably a year and a half now, meeting on a number of different trade missions across the region. And let's just put it out on the table, Matt. You've been a very active organization looking to open up a delivery center in Latin America. What has been your experience? What are the pros and cons to what you've seen in Eastern Europe?
Well, Eastern Europe, Ukraine has got tremendous talent there. I mean, when you think of chess and think of games that require a lot of intelligence, the guys in Russia and Eastern Europe tend to always end up on top. The education systems there are fantastic. We have looked at Chile, we've looked at Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia. We have yet to look at Mexico or Peru. The people here are fantastic, I think. The education is not as good. The numbers aren't very big. And really, IT outsourcing is really in its infancy, I think, in Latin America. There's not many companies that do what we want to do here. So, there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons. I think you're more welcomed in Latin America than you are in the ex-Soviet countries. Corruption, you have a lot of corruption in the Soviet countries. In Ukraine. There's corruption here, I'm sure. Well, I haven't found it yet, but I'm sure I'll see it as I come here. So I think the big thing is how good are the education institutions here and how good are the visa laws, because frankly we need to bring some talent in from Eastern Europe. Latin America, most countries in Latin America are very attractive for people that live in cold parts of Eastern Europe. So we can get senior talent to come here. Excuse me, to augment the mid-level and the junior talent that we see here.
So as you go around to these different markets, it's a very interesting process. What are the things you're probing for? You know, what are the kind of areas you're testing to find out to meet your requirements? Well,
you know, you really want a location that has good local leadership that wants you to come in there. And I think I see more of that here in Medellin than I do in Bogota, for example. I think that's really important. I think there's so many factors, and we're a year and a half behind the schedule. So now all my new business is going over to Eastern Europe today for my North American customers, but they need something in this time zone because our business is so collaborative. And if you think about what we do, if you build a house or you build a software engine for a customer, you only have enough money to do it once, so you can't screw it up. And so it's most important to get it right the first time, which means you got to have the best talent available.
Interesting. So that's a really interesting comment. I mean, when you see the successes of the Softecs and the Stefaninis and the Globants and the Bellatrixes, that are all successful companies in LATAM, is it not true they're finding the talent they need, or how are your requirements any different than some of these domestic players?
Yeah, and I'm not too familiar with those other companies. I'm sure that but a lot of their business is local, right?
Well, it's on the Nearshore, a lot of U.S. customers.
Yeah, but most all those companies started with local business, and then they expanded.
In some cases, right?
And they expanded, so they had a base to go from. So, one of the things we're looking at doing here is I'm in conversations with companies to potentially acquire a business to help get us kick-started, and then use that platform to help us grow the business quickly. Yeah, I think North American customers are very not unlike any other customer. But they want it done. They want it done right. So typically our customer base is mid-tier customers. They're very sensitive to getting it done right and on time, and time is money for them. Because typically it's a product that they then go back out and resell, or they're using to generate cash for. So you don't want to miss a deadline. In our industry, that happens very often. So, and you want to keep that customer for life. So having a good, pleasant experience is really needed. Now, the business skills here, I think, are better. I think the general business skills in Latin America are better than the general business skills in Eastern Europe. And that's a real plus to be here.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, why don't we check back in with you in 6 or 12 months and see what's up?
Thanks, Kirk. Appreciate it.
See you.
You too, man.